And this is from ATV. This is the one that I prefer to use, but you can pretty much use any biscuit. You want to be careful if it's the flaky kind though, because it might break apart. Alright, let's make sure it doesn't pop on me. What's wrong? Okay. Oh, you're also live streaming too? Well, thank you for being here. Alright, it's been a minute since I made this, so basically all I do is I spread out the dough, and then I cut it in half. I think I might have supposed to maybe cut it into thirds. Like I said, it's been a while since I've made this, so, but with the dough, I put a little bit of brown sugar. Right now I'm using light. In the past when I've made this, I would use dark. And then we lay the bananas in there. Since this is a bigger piece, I'm going to use a bigger banana. And then basically we just close it in.
There we go.
And then there you go. And then basically we just repeat. I could probably put another banana in there.
Okay.
I try to make sure I close up any gaps, because what's happened in the past whenever I cook or fry these is the brown sugar will seep out, and if you ever fried brown sugar, it starts to make this gooey, sticky stuff. Alright, I'm going to try this one in 3 pieces. They literally are just bites. And the only reason why I throw them into the freezer, it
You're
almost kind of
watching
helps it to set.
Guam Girl, aka Gig Life and More, Melissa.
And again, for those of you guys that have been following my
She's
channel,
live
I've
streaming
actually
right now.
named
You
the
can go over and
term
see her if you
one
want.
time.
Like and subscribe. She's got some great
With
stuff
different
on her
sizes.
channel. She's an awesome person. Her husband loves Ozzy. He's okay in my book.
Because that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be bites. See these, I cut them, this one was too big. These are too big. They want to be bite size. So now I know that I want to cut these into 3.
I'm making a hat fire colors because it's going to snow again. Maybe if I wear it, it'll melt the snow before it hits the ground. Wishful thinking, but hey.
This is the bigger of the three, so you get the bigger piece. This dessert, the prepping is gonna be the longest. Hey Albert. Good evening. Doing good, doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you? So it's been a while since I've made this dessert. So the first two pieces, I only cut the biscuit dough in half and then made these large pieces, and it's called banana bites. So we want to actually make them smaller. So now I've been cutting, when it comes out like this, I basically just flatten it out, stretch it, and I try to cut it into 3 pieces. And then we add brown sugar. And then we add banana.
I'm gonna get no those. Oh, did I not?
And then we just close it up.
Look at that, what I did. I don't care. Imperfection is the perfection in the world.
I tell you, making this in the food truck, the first time I started making these, I mean, and it was before I believe we even got AC installed into the food truck. And when you're cooking up in there and frying and whatnot, whew, it made it a little difficult to make these. That's the other reason why most of the time I would try to prep it before we get on the truck. But that didn't know what's happening.
Yeah, but I'm
Especially if
doing okay.
having
How are you?
more. If I run out, but if I still have the ingredients,
It's gonna snow again. We're getting another blizzard.
make
This
some more on the truck.
supposedly tonight till tomorrow night or into Monday. And I'm tired of snow, so I was just making a hat and fire kind of colors to hopefully melt the snow.
Keep in mind that
Because it's just getting a little too much now.
the dough
It's pretty and all,
might
but
not stick as you're trying to seal it. If there's humidity and whatnot.
I'm in the mood for something sweet, so that's why I'm putting Melissa on, because she's a sweetie. And those look like they're going to be really good.
So this specific pan that I'm using has 8 biscuits. So far, the first one I cut 2 big. So, but if there's 8 biscuits and if you did that 3, then you're gonna get at least 24 servings. Anthony. Good evening. And right before I put this into the freezer, I'm gonna go ahead and get the pot that I'll be frying it in. I'll turn that on. So
Yeah, I
the
fucked this up.
oil can start to heat up.
Ooh, make it all go down to this.
Alright, so I got 2 more. So let's see. Some more room. There you go. What kind of dough is this? It's a ready-made dough. I'm
Start it all over because I'll get
using
frustrated.
jumbo butter flavored biscuit.
Yep, that's what I do. Go with the
I haven't tried. I mean, I think I did one time try a different style of biscuit, and it did come out slightly different
tan
in
base.
reference to me being able to seal the banana and brown sugar.
Sorry, guys. This isn't like any professional channel. This is just whatever it is at whatever moment it is. Yeah, we'll just leave that and we'll start. We're gonna start with a tan and go to yellow, orange, red. I don't know if I should put the brown in. Brown could go behind everything.
And you don't want to flatten it too thin because, especially at this point, it's going to start to cause holes here.
Slip
And
stitch.
that happens, especially if I make the banana piece.
And you're just gonna crochet a single chain of whatever amount, whatever size your head is. This one I'm going for the length.
Butter biscuit, yeah.
And because I want it to be ribbed.
Alright, one more out of this pan. See, and the longer the dough sat out, the easier it is to work with. So if you take it straight out of the fridge and start to work with it, it's harder. It's harder to work with. Every time I tried to flatten it out, it would start to shrink. That's the other reason why these two, I ended up making them too big because I just cut the dough in half. Hey there, Dawn. Hi, Alice. Whatnot. We are making banana bites. It is a special shout out to a Philippine dessert called churdong, which is typically wrapped in lumpia or like egg roll wrappers. Begging you, please stay. Alright, so 1 can, 8 biscuits. I have 2, 4, 6. So that's 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. We got 23 pieces that I'm going to pop into the freezer.
Long enough.
And while that is in there, and get the oil going. And how deep, when it comes to how much oil you want to put in the pan, it's going to be a bit deep fried, but it's kind of like when I'm frying my banana donuts. It's enough that they'll float, so they're not sticking to the bottom of the pan. I'm going to be making more than 23 pieces. Okay. So, an important ingredient that I forgot to put in that first batch is cinnamon. Dave, how did you make me forget that? Again, I've been out of practice, so this next batch, I will make sure that we are going to put, and we're going to do it this way. So now, I have my little brown sugar and cinnamon mixture. Just trying to make sure I get that nice and mixed. I need to add just a little bit more brown sugar to that. Okay, what did I miss? I want the Philippines represent. I don't think I've ever tried that. It's a sweet bread rolled in sesame seeds and sugar. I'm not a big fan of sesame seeds, but that still sounds good. I think I might have added just a little bit too much cinnamon, so I'm throwing in some more brown sugar. What did you say? That's kind of like the one I love. But how are you doing today, Don? Those guys that are just popping in, good evening, welcome, thank you so much. Half a day.
Half a day.
We are making banana bites. I have the first batch in the freezer. And we're about to make the second batch. Slice up some bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just putting some more, because this is where I'll temporarily be putting the finished ones. It has cinnamon too. I know someone who makes it, but she says it's a pain. Yeah, that's the only downside about whether you're making serum or even making the banana bites. It's time consuming when it just comes to prepping, putting it together. Once it's put together, frying it, you're done in minutes. Alright, don't pop on me, don't pop on me. I've been afraid of opening these things since one time I was trying to open up croissant rolls. And the thing exploded. I mean, dough went flying everywhere. And it wasn't just that loud pop. No. Okay, so it's still pretty cold. I should have taken it out sooner. So it's not as easy to expand. But anyways, it exploded. So ever since, I've been a little timid about trying to open these things. 3 slices, a little bit of brown sugar cinnamon. Oh my goodness, does not look good. And then we add our slice of banana. And then we close it up. Like I said, in the first batch that I made, I completely forgot the cinnamon. But there is going to be a way to rectify that once it's done frying. So don't you worry. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining me. Don't forget to smash that like button while you're here too, please. And thank you. See you, Usma. It's the celebration of the Chinese New Year this weekend. I've been seeing videos on TikTok of people celebrating. This one guy was posting his reaction basically to the money envelopes that he got. That was funny. Uh-oh, this one might end up getting a hole when I start frying it.
We're gonna cut because we're gonna tassel the end of the hat.
It's a celebration of the church. 1 year, I found 7 red envelopes outside of my house. What? It was a lot of, oh my gosh. You were blessed that year. That was pretty cool. And you didn't know who it came from? Yeah. That would be, we would be so blessed if that happened to us.
I could use a red envelope in my PayPal. What did I do? I didn't do. Did I do double?
What kind of bill are you using? I am using from ATB, which is a store, grocery chain here in Texas. It is the jumbo size butter flavored biscuits. I prefer that style because if you use the flaky kind, you know, it's got the different layers. I'm gonna scoop this just a little bit over because it's, see, this is what happens. That's the reason why I try to put it in the freezer. It's starting to separate because it's close to the frying pan. You're welcome. Phyllis, thank you so much for popping in. 15 years ago, Don? Have you tried the honey ones? What's the honey ones? Oh, the honey biscuits? I have, but I haven't tried it for this recipe. I mean, I think that could work with this, but being that I add, you know, brown sugar to this, the honey might make it just a little too sweet. I mean, I have a sweet tooth. I probably, you know, I wouldn't mind that personally. Hey, Lexi. Are you out there celebrating with Auntie Fran and them? No, can't, too sweet. Exactly. Lexi, I'm making the banana bites. Oh, whoops. I guess you heard about his promotion. You didn't hear about the celebration? Oh, that was Zoe. Well, she was talking about the promotion. Alright, let's try to get the rest of this. His promotion. Yeah, one of my nephews recently got promoted to first lieutenant. Woohoo! Way to go, nephew! Thank you for that, Phyllis. Oh, yeah, I know. I saw the photo, Lexi. How many bananas per one container of biscuit dough? About 2. Because it also just depends on how thick you're making the banana slices. I've learned, especially the first time I made this, that if I make my banana pieces too big, then it'll cause holes. Whoops. This one definitely is gonna pop open. Okay. the size of the banana itself. Like these smaller ones, I probably might go through 3 in a 8-pack container of biscuits. Alright, I'm gonna bring out, because I think the oil should be ready. Alright.
Is he heating the oil already? There you go.
Handy dandy. Babe, where's the
Thermometer.
the temperature gun? Oh, I found it. Okay, should be good. Alright, let's try this. Here we go. You know what? I don't want to just dump it in there. So, okay, that's good. It's sizzling. Because if it doesn't start to bubble like that, then, because you don't want I've got it at about medium high. You don't want it to be too high because then it's going to cook faster on the outside of the dough than on the inside. Come on. Throwing all of this in here is definitely shutting down, lowering the heat of the oil. So I'm temporarily turning it up a little bit.
You can stick anything in those biscuits and it tastes good. Now it makes me want this. I want the shots, really.
What might not work? Uh-oh. I flattened that one just a little too much, and see how it's already starting to develop a hole? Uh-oh, I should have turned up the heat. But see how they've all risen to the top, so that way they're just not sitting at the bottom? That's what you want. I was there for this promotion. Oh, you don't want to get up.
Ah, screwed up.
Oh, you guys can smell it. Have you guys ever fried just the biscuit dough? If you want a quick, and my mom taught me this, just a quick and easy way to make some donuts, you take the regular biscuit, not the butter kind. You take regular biscuits, just cut it up into small pieces, and throw it into the fryer. Coat it with cinnamon sugar when you're done, or chocolate, and bam, you got yourself some donuts. Oh, it smells really good. You only oh no. Alright, so I got 2 more in here. Alright, hurry up so I can stick this back into the freezer. And that's the other reason why you want to make it smaller. You see how they've also thickened up as they're frying? Or use tortilla, yes. Yep. Fry up some tortillas, yeah? You get some chips, really. Oh, that smells so good. Starving. All right, one more. Oh, I've never tried doing the raw one. You know, I've been wanting to actually try what we call tortillas, which is sweet flour tortillas. I've been wanting to see what it would be like if we fried that up. Again, doing this if your kitchen starts to get warm, it makes the banana sweat and it'll start to make the dough a little wet. So it makes the dough a little less sticky. Can you give me the blue strainer and line it with paper towel, please? Alright, let's flip these bad boys. Tight fit in here. But, well, see, when there's enough room, it'll do it on its own. But the upside about reducing the space in here, because just like frying banana donuts, sometimes you're going to get the stubborn ones that don't want to flip. Thank you. It smells so good in here. Alright, now I'm lowering down the heat again. The raw ones at HP sells great for fried tortillas. We only use the raw ones. The pre-made ones in the bread aisle taste like love. Yeah. Hey, Tornado. Good evening. How's the day? Come on, let's get to the 20 likes. Don't forget to smash that like.
Here, I can smash it.
But for those of you guys that are just now popping in, we're in the frying process of making my banana bites. That has banana, some cinnamon, brown sugar. Now, this first batch, I forgot to add the cinnamon. Whoopsie. So the second batch that's sitting in the freezer has the cinnamon brown sugar mix. But you're gonna fry it about 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes on each side. You definitely want to get this golden color because again, the smaller you make it, you know, then that means you know you're gonna be frying it and it'll be cooked all the way through. You don't want to make the temperature too high because again, it's gonna be cooked on the outside and then when you bite into it, it's still gonna be a little bit doughy on the inside and we don't want that. Hey Melissa, another Melissa in the house. Oh, look at that. We got 23 likes. Thank you. Si Juice Maasi. But this, my banana bites are a shout out to a Philippine dessert called turon, which is log shaped because it looks a lot like a lumpia or egg roll. But on the inside, it pretty much has the same ingredients with the banana, brown sugar, cinnamon. Sometimes I think in place of the brown sugar, they might add chocolate. But that's banana lumpia. That's a different. So scratch that. Scratch what I just said. They do, and it smells really good. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but some of it, because, you know, at the bottom, it had, some of the brown sugar has leaked into the pan. So I'm just gonna turn these guys over one more time. I wanna make sure I'm getting that they're cooked all the way through. Steady. I think on the last batch, I'm not gonna put all of them in at one time, just so there's just a little bit more room for them to float. That last pan took about 2.5 bananas, or little banana for me. My potassium for the day. Did you know that if you start to get those eye twitch, that's supposedly a sign, or apparently, not supposedly, it's apparently a sign that you're running low on potassium.
Hi, I'm Felicity, and I'm part of the Pregnant Team Weekly. You guys did know always use the slippers. I find that I meet people with a very kind face around me. Let's try and together every morning.
The year was 1971 here in Houston, Texas. When Watchin started working in the Chevrolet dealership off the strip. By 1984, it took a lot of hard work. Mr. Hughes was able to purchase the dealership and Dodge with Chevrolet worked for him. So while the location has changed, their values have not. Honestly, it's just
I really just wanted to take one out, just so I can, crack it open and see. still very hot, so. But look at that. That's one thing I like about using the brown sugar. It's got that caramelization right there from the brown sugar. So before I pull the rest of these out, let's just cut this baby open and see what it looks like on the inside. I want to make sure. Did you hear that? There's a little bit of the crispiness. Hot. Alright. Ah, perfect. Perfect. That dough is cooked. Alright. Let's take the rest of these babies out of there before I make them dopeness. Can we make it to 30 likes? Come on, let me ring my bell again. Nice. Doesn't that look good? Huh? I like to strain them to absorb any excess oil. And the second batch, I will not be throwing it on top of this. No. Did I say brown sugar? Mm-hmm. Sorry. The powdered sugar. Because then it's going to make it soft. Look at that. Look at that. Can you smell it? Banana bites. Look at that. Can you see it glistening also from the brown sugar? Alright, so I'm giving it at least a minute to make sure that the heat comes back up on this before I put the next batch in. Somewhere in the top. Is there not one that's Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead and put another round in there. This one definitely is going to leak because it's got a hole in it. Okay, 12 and 12. Definitely now they're going to have more room. So, as I mentioned earlier, in this batch, one ingredient I forgot to add was the cinnamon. So, one of the ways that you can actually eat this is, once you have it, you know, you can either do it before you put it in the serving tray, or do it while it's in here. But you can get some powdered sugar, and you're gonna dust it, and then you can do the same thing with the cinnamon. You can probably do a mixture of the brown sugar with some cinnamon, and then dust it. That way you'll still get that cinnamon flavor, which is part of the recipe, the flavor of the churros is that there's brown sugar and cinnamon in it. I'm going to get my butt up. Hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you, Don. Thank you so much for being here. You too. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. So again, I try to cook it for about 4 minutes on each side. Because I want to make sure, not that there's enough space in here, you're going to see them start to turn on their
You
own.
want music?
But here's the first one. This is the one that I took out of the fryer, and it is cooked. Now I could dust this with some powdered sugar, but I'm gonna enjoy it just as it is. It smells really good. All right. That is so good, even without the cinnamon in this. And it'll taste even better once you coat this with the powdered sugar. Really good.
Let me throw that one.
Thank you. Babe, you ready to try it? Because I'm actually taking this somewhere, I am going to wait until I get there before I coat it with the powdered sugar. Because then if you do it too early, especially when it's very hot, fresh out of the fryer, it's going to kind of make the the powdered sugar disappear because it's going to heat up and it's going to melt. You'll still taste it, but you won't see it. See, they're turning on their own for the most part. And then again, you're going to get the stubborn one.
That's a word. I was live streaming you while I was doing this, and then I switched over to Melissa because I wanted something sweet to eat.
See, that's the downside. There's another stubborn one. That's the downside of giving them too much space.
I finished SpongeBob, but he's been kidnapped by a kid.
But this is what I have to do for the stubborn ones. Let me see if I can get the others to turn. No? I should have just put them all in. Come on. $1,001, $1,002, $1,003, $1,004, $1,005.
Banana donut hole. Well, it made me want just biscuits. I want biscuits. I haven't had biscuits in so long. Okay. Oh, I got clothes in the dryer. You don't have to hang around, Nada. I'm gonna be ending it soon.
4 more likes to go. Come on, let's get to 30.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got a nice new shower.
Take a whole piece?
Enjoy the shower. I'll catch you later on your live.
Can you give me one of the...
Lovely guy. Be careful.
So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna take a Ziploc bag, a small one, and put a little bit of the brown sugar in there, and take my little, thank you. Take my little small sister, and, right before everybody's ready to enjoy it, I'm gonna coat it with some cinnamon sugar. I meant
Powdered sugar.
Get it right, get it right. sending my shipping address. Hey, Kat. I'm making my banana bites. As soon as these are done frying, we're hitting the road. I actually made this for my brother-in-law. But again, check it out, look at that. Come on. Look at that, it's getting nice and darkness on one side. Can you put a sheet down on this? Woohoo, we hit 30. We got 30 likes, y'all. Thank you so much. She did us my Aussie.
What am I doing?
That's the other mistake I forgot. I forgot about that. Because of the brown sugar, heads up, using it, letting it cool down on paper towel might not be the best material to use. You can use parchment paper, foil, but not paper towel. I already turned my heat off. And the other thing about when it does this, where one side is lighter because it wants to be stubborn and not flip, that's the benefit and the joy of coating it with some powdered sugar. Huh? I know. I was loosening it. Second batch done. All right. There it is. So like I said, be careful. Just if you're using that type of dough, cut them into threes because then that way you can get these smaller bites. But again, once I get there, I am going to coat it with some powdered sugar. But that's it right there, guys. Those are my banana bites. I'll post a picture of it covered in powdered sugar. But the other thing that you can do, other than coating it in powdered sugar. I'm a chocoholic. Hi, my name is Melissa, and I'm a chocoholic. But you can also drizzle some chocolate sauce on there. Yes. I don't know, maybe even a little bit of caramel, to change the flavor. Like I said, coat it with some powdered sugar, or caramel sauce. But either way, this type of dessert, again, is a shout out to a Philippine dessert called turon. Look it up. It looks like a lumpia, but in the inside it has banana. Basically the same ingredients that I use to make my banana bites. So one more look before I end the live. There you go. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look yummy? Alright, I gotta head out. Don't want